Can someone remove me from the conference? Somebody I gave moderator privileges to, can you click on my name and say remove from conference?
Doesn't look like it.
No, I asked can somebody do that for me?
Oh, I didn't do that.
All right, let's get started. I want to welcome everybody to the Katello Sprint 30 demo. I'm going to show off what we did over the last 3 weeks. Starting us off with the content view deletion features. David, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, go for it.
I'm trying to share. All right, so for this past sprint, we worked on deleting content views and all of their associations, like versions and content view environments. I worked on the back end, the API and the CLI, so I'm going to demo the CLI, and Justin worked on the UI, and he's going to demo that after me. So for the CLI, there's 4 new commands. There's removing a version, removing a content view from an environment, destroying a content view, and there's a 4th command. It's kind of like a wizard. It allows you to remove multiple versions. You can remove a content view from multiple environments. And you can reassign dependencies like systems and activation keys, all within the same command. So I'm going to show this to you. Start out with, I'm going to create a couple environments. So I have a library. I'm creating a dev, and then a staging environment. And I'm going to create my content view. And I'm just going to publish the content view a couple times. And now I'm going to show you the version removal. I'm going to remove the first version, version 1. It has an ID of 2. You can see it right there, ID 2, version 1. You can also see it's in library, the content view. And of course, there's 2 versions because I published it twice. So here I'm removing version 1, which has an ID of 2. And now I should only have one version, and it's still in library. That's one of the new commands. Now I'm going to promote a couple times so I can remove it from some environments. Okay, here's the version info. You can see the versions in the library. It's version 2. I'm going to promote the version into dev with ID 2 and the staging with ID 3. We'll have names. We're adding a name option so you can use the names. You don't have to use IDs like this, but that's coming. And so now you can see the version is in library, dev, and staging. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove it from staging. And here's the command, remove from environment. And now you can see it's just in library and dev. So you're probably wondering what happens if I have dependencies like systems. So let me go ahead and create a system. I will create the system in dev with the content view. Now, if I try to remove this content view from dev, I'm going to get an error. You can see I can't remove it because I have the system assigned to it. Also, if I try to delete the content view, it also gives me an error. Also, one's about environments. You actually have to remove the content view from the environments before you delete it. We can change that though if people prefer just to be able to remove a content view even if it's remoted. But for now, if it's in an environment, you have to remove it first. So here I'm going to show you the wizard that we created. It's called Remove Associations. I've got a bug because the alignment's messed up, but you can see it takes version IDs, it will remove those versions, it takes environment IDs, and it will remove the content view from those environments. It takes a view ID for a key, an environment ID for a key, a system content view ID, an environment ID for a system, and it will reassign the system or key to whatever content view and environment ID pass in. So I'm going to reassign the system to my default content view, and I'm going to remove those environments all in one command here. I'm also going to remove the content view from library as well. So here's the command. I'm removing content view ID 2 from environments, library and dev. I'm reassigning the system to content view ID 1 and environment 1. So that's the default content view in library. And now if I show you the content view, it just has that one version. It's no longer in any environments. At this point, I can just delete the content view. And this remove associations command corresponds to the UI, what Justin's going to show you. So if it doesn't make sense now, it might make a little bit more sense after Justin demos his pages. And you can see the content view is gone. That was pretty much it. Were there any questions? Going once? Twice? All right, I'll turn it over to Justin. Demo the UI.
Alrighty. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'm going to, as David said, show the UI portion from what David just demoed. Can you see my browser?
Yep.
Okay. So as part of this, we added version deletion and view deletion in the UI. I'll go over version deletion first. So as you can see, I've got a content view with multiple versions. There's now a remove button over here, and this allows you to both remove the version and remove the version from an environment if you choose to do so. So for example, if we click here on version 4, we can see that it's in library and in dev, and it has 6 affected systems and 1 affected activation key. If we wanted to completely remove the version, sort of remove the archive, we check this box and then it completely goes away. Otherwise, it will just remove it from these 2 environments. And so as you step through the process, you're selecting additional environments and content use to move the items to. So this would move the content host to library and the default organization view. I can select a different environment or a different kind of view or environment for the activation key. And at each step, you can actually click and see the affected items. So if I go back to content host, you can see all the fake systems I've got here.
And if you want to do less than that subset, you just have to do them individually, right, outside this page?
Exactly. Like if I don't select anything, I can't go forward. So I have to select all of them, or I just can't do anything. We do have a link here that seems to go to. I'll apologize you for that. But it did. I think maybe something in Bastion may have written that. But the links here would take you to the systems list for those affected activation keys or content hosts. So especially for the content host, you can actually use the bulk actions to move subsets to different environments. And then on the confirmation screen, we sort of give you a simple breakdown of how many things are being moved, where they're being moved to. We can do the archived copy. It's not going to be deleted. It'll still be available for promotion. I'll go ahead and confirm that. And it actually happened so quickly that as soon as it started, it finished. But otherwise, we would have seen a progress bar here indicating the progress. If I go through and, as you can see, there's no environment, the only thing to do is actually delete the version. We'll go through that. There's no content hosts or activation keys. So it takes us straight to the confirmation stage. And let me see if I can find. Yes. Okay. So this view, for example, doesn't have any content hosts, but does have activation keys. If I were to step through this, it actually skips content hosts and goes straight to activation keys. You don't even see that step because it's not relevant to this workflow. And this wizard style is the same wizard style that we see in Foreman. But we took the styling from them to be consistent. It's also similar to the environment selector, but that's another story. And so that is version deletion. I'll show you view deletion. Let me just promote. Actually, let me just to show you this real quick. And you can see that David actually added this support. We're now tracking the latest version. Previously, when there was no deletion, we were just always using the latest version. Plus one, you can delete. But David actually added something to track what the next version will be. So now we actually have a remove button. I know people have been looking for that button for a very long time. And here it is. It's full glory. If we click on it, you see I can't actually do anything because the view is currently in an environment. So it just permits you from doing that. And forces you to go through the same workflow that we just went through to remove it from the environment. Let's do that real quick. And so then if we go back, I can now actually delete, perform the deletion, and it shows us the number of versions that will be deleted.
And if you had checked really completely remove that version, that would have said 0.
That it would have said 3.
3.
And
if you did that for each deletion or each version.
Yeah, exactly. So if we go to, I think this one, there are no versions. So if we just say remove, it doesn't, it just says, yeah, no warning.
Does that ordering work if you're using a different locale? I'm assuming yes. So in Japanese, like the numbers will show up correctly, so the next version number will show up as number 5 or whatever in Japanese, for instance.
Oh, no, it uses, you mean like a Japanese character?
Correct. Right.
No, it uses, I think it's Okay, are there any other questions about view or version deletion?
Isn't that just the actual dialog box, HTML?
What here?
Yeah.
No. Let me actually make sure, because I did actually, I was using the modal styling, and I think I got rid of it.
Okay.
It looks similar, and that's sort of why I started using the modal styling, is that didn't seem appropriate. But it does still look similar.
Yeah, I was just asking, because everywhere else we're using modal dialogue for deletion. I'm not a huge fan of modal dialogue anyway. I'm just kind of making a point about the consistency that they're using.
Partially because all of the other deletions, if you click delete, you're going to get the option to delete it. Like there's no modal that pops up that says, you can't do this right now. You need to perform these other 3 steps before you can do that. And that didn't seem appropriate for a modal.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, moving on. The next item that I was going to go over was package deletion. This is something I just sort of worked on in my spare time based on a user request. And as a content management system, it seemed kind of silly that we didn't have the ability to do it. So, for example, here I'm looking at a repo. There's a new button, Manage Packages, where I can click on. I think something might be messed up with my dev environment here. I'll skip that and show that next time. But the next item that I sort of did as a small thing on Thursday, Friday, sort of as Thursday, sort of as part of the some of the feedback. Eric and Brad and I just said, hey, how hard would it be to support multiple public file upload natively with HTML? So now you can pull down control, check more than one item. It says 3 files, I hit upload, and all 3 were uploaded. It's a simple little thing, only took maybe an hour or more, but I think it would make a big difference for when you need to upload more than one item. All right, and that's all for me. I will hand it over to
Brad.
And share my desktop.
Nope. There you go.
There. Okay. So, just going to show you quick things, not quite as interesting as what we've had so far, but there are a couple of things that we did this sprint. One of them was around the system, the content host renaming. So at the beginning of the sprint, there was a meeting that kind of discussed, what we want to do in the short term for the beta and GA with respect to getting some alignment around the naming of systems and hosts, et cetera. So what we plan for is what's on here on the Ether tab, which has all been pulled into Redline. This kind of shows the minimal things that we're going to do for beta and GA. The first step was actually renaming systems to content hosts. So I'm just going to show real quick that high level we did that within both the UI and CLI. So you're no longer going to find anything that systems except for system groups. So if anybody sees a reference to system that is not within the context of the system group, file doesn't go because it needs to be listed. The goal, hopefully, is to also change system groups, so that's the secondary goal. So from navigation, you now have content to systems. If you go there, you end up landing on this page. And then anywhere within the UI, you're just going to see references to content hosts. Nothing too interesting there. Status, content, your subscriptions or packages, just anywhere throughout the UI. So if you see any weird issues, let me know. I'm not going to go through the entire UI just to show you all the changes, but just know that they're there. And then also from the CLI, if I take a look at Hammer, you should also see content hosts and the systems. Now, so if you see something different, then look at that. So, and it's basically functional. You should be able to do the same things you did before. This was actually a fairly invasive change because we decided to not just change UI labels, but since it's really kind of longer term, we can go through and scrub the entire code base to rename classes and files and directories and all that good stuff. Haven't found any bugs related to it. The next thing I wanted to show was content host actions. So in the past, there was a change that was made. We're going through the process of dynflowizing anything that's asynchronous. Changes were already put in place to support package installs and removes. But one of the things that we noticed in prep for the Summit demo is that some of the other package actions hadn't been addressed yet. So we've gone ahead and addressed those that we're aware of on this page. So like on packages, if I come in here, I should be able to perform things like package updates, package group installs, removes, and errata installs. Then all of it's going to be based on dynflow. So we'll just do a quick demo of each one of those. Here I've got a client, and this client has a specific version of Walrus. So we'll go ahead and say, let's update Walrus. And you'll see that it's going to be your normal dynflow type interface saying that, hey, now I've updated to 521. And we should update 521. I should also be able to do installs of package groups. So every one of those. Backup client. Backup client is a very small package group that consists of a couple of Amanda client or Amanda packages. See, they're not on the client. Go ahead and install them. And once that finishes, you should see that they're there. Let's see what's actually done. Let's go ahead and turn the backlog. It'll disappear once that finishes. The other thing was errata. So errata now is also based on dynflow. So if I could look for if there was one that had a post-fixed mode, take a look at this real quick. We'll see if it's going to update one file. Q2, Q62, update Q66. Like the errata, and on this way. Is that back to center? That's basically it. But here, that now you can go into your back attention and use that. Any questions? All right, I'll go ahead and unshare.
All right, I'm going to show some changes to take advantage of Angular further, and instead of, well, let me show you the old to what we have right now in Master. So if you were to go to content views, for example, notice this whole page flows. You'll notice the /Katello /content views, anchor /content views, which is not only silly but unnecessary. And once this page loads, you'll notice if I were to go to another page in here, that it would redo this same thing again, reload the entire page. Even really what I'm going to change was everything inside of the main content area. And Angular allows you to, Angular allows you to only reload the stuff in here, but because the way we have this set up, we're reloading on every single Bastion page load. So let me switch over to branch, a different branch where I did some work on this, and once Umbrella starts back up, sorry, I wanted to show this in production, but I couldn't get my assets to compile this morning because it's even faster in production mode. But let's see here, see if we're not good. Okay, so now you'll see we come in here and we go to content views. And since we're going from a former page to Bastion /Katello page, we still do this initial load the very first time we get something in Bastion. And also because it's pre-compiling or compiling assets right now, it's the first time we did it, it's going to be a little slow. But we notice after we're here, if we go to content host, just reloads just the inside part, system groups, products, etc. So you'll notice it's a lot snappier, as well as the URL is just simply /product and the rest of it. And if I go to the former page or an old Katello page, you know, just let it like normal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a speed up between both those pages. So only learning what's necessary to learn the whole thing. If there's no questions, I'm happy to turn it over to the following.
Hello, can you see the terminal as well as hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so I would like to show you the work with the new capsule installer. Well, it's not that new, it was more polishing and cleaning the node installer that we had in MVP2 to follow the recent changes in our installer. Plus, it has some enhancement from the user experience point of view, I hope. So I have here two bigger systems. One is running Katello, and the second one is a new system that I want to deploy Capsule on it, and from the time perspective, I will install just Puppet and Puppet CA for it to be faster, hopefully. So the first thing, before we need to generate the certificate for the host, so we need the SQDN of the capsule that we will install it on for this. So the command or the execute will change in the name. So we have the capsule here. It has basically one required parameter, and that's child SQDN. I hope it's, and the second parameter I will use right now is the third tar, which is the tar or the path. We will have the tar with all the certificates will be stored in. You can remember that in MVP2 we are basically also able to publish the packages with the certificates on a couple of managed repositories. We don't have this yet implemented because I believe we don't have the support for the package uploads in Hammer yet, but once it will be done, we can add the support again. So you can see at the end that I got this message from the installer, which basically tells me what now I can do next. So now I don't have to look at the documentation. I see here what I can do, and it also tells me that I should probably customize the parameters a bit. So I've also highlighted the values that should be probably changed. These that are white are meant to stay as they are, as you know, they contain the information that allows you to register the format, and you really don't need to change these ones. The Puppet CA or the DHT we can also highlight as blue probably. So I mentioned that for our demo I want to install just Puppet and Puppet CA. So I'll just take this code and copy it to my capsule system, and it will run the installer. In the meantime, I can go to the smart proxies of this system I'm running the format in, and hopefully after the installation finishes, which will take some time, mainly for the YAM install, but shouldn't take so long that we couldn't wait for it. At the end, we should see the smart proxy in the format. One thing that is missing right now is, okay, one thing that I forgot here, and that's why it's failing right now, but we can still at least wait for packages to install. But the installation won't be successful because one thing that I forgot to do is actually copying the certificates file. So if I don't specify certificate star in the capsule installer, it will try installing from YAM, and it will fail because we don't have the repositories that have these packages with certificates. So I will just wait for the Puppet to finish, and in the meantime, I need to copy the cert star on the SGI server that I have here. So just quickly this. And the second round should be faster. We will not need to wait for installation of the picture. Okay, I think there is a bug and it's not successful. So I'll just add here the first star. I believe here we should still see the system. You can see the SGI. It's not here, but this second time I've specified the star, and now it's not still there. It is the curve of slide. I can try one more time. See what's going on. Probably the missing foreign package might cause errors in the Puppet, so at least we have something we can fix. Yeah, this will be the issue. So let me just install format environment. And this will take I'm not sure we will have time for waiting, but anyway, you can see here three systems that I've already tested with these. So we support Puppet CA, and all the other services that come with the smart proxy. I haven't tested yet the file node installation. I'm not sure if there were some changes since MDP2, so we need to make sure that it works as well. And the pull request should be open at the end of this week or beginning next week. So we will basically be able to install Capsule on the separate server. We can, if I think we have time for this installation. I would really like to make sure that this will be done, and also show that I'm flying, but in session as well. So I will report the success at the end of the demo or offline on the RC. Okay, so are there any questions?
Hey, I can come back to you when we're done with Justin here. I'm going to bump back to Justin, then we can show when it's done installing.
Okay. Okay. So that's probably it from my side.
Right on. Thank you. Justin, back to you.
Alrighty, and this will just take a second.
Don't go too fast on the finish line. So.
Alright. Yeah. So I had fixed my dev environment while that was going on. This isn't a master yet, but a pull request is open. So I've added this package, for this button, manage packages. Click on that. I can actually see all the packages in the repository. If there's a few I don't want, I can just hit remove. And successfully remove those two packages. I can search. Yeah. And pick a couple that I want to remove. It does initiate metadata generation in the background. If I do want to monitor it, I can just click there, watch it. If it was a large repo, it would probably take 1 to 2 minutes. And that's really all there is. Packages. We probably want to do the same for flip modules to that as well.
So would that list like show all packages, or is it page?
It's normal extended scroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a list, it's on set like 60 packages. That's removing from the library, right?
Correct. Correct. So this repository like content review, I need to republish those packages.
And are there any rules, like can you delete from Red Hat?
No, you cannot delete from Red Hat. Let's make sure that. Yeah. Don't let me be really guys.
And if you delete from something that does have a feed and resync and it shows back up, I'm assuming it will come back, right?
Yeah, it will come back. All right, I'll hand it back over to Yvonne.
Is it finished, Yvonne?
Yeah, it's just finished, so we can just see if this was the issue or not. Thank you for giving me the second chance. But we can at least show here that we can really run the install multiple times and we'll always do something.
We're muted. No.
You can see that it looks much better now. And now when I go to the format finally, the HGI is here and you can see the features. So that's really thanks for your attention and helping them with this debug session so that we can file the issues right after the demo. So if there are no questions, I will just stop sharing.
I think that's it. All right, that concludes our demo for today. Thank you everybody for coming. I will send out the recording after it processes.